What if you can predict the next move? The enemy's next move? It's a pretty complex thing to do. But that's if you are not looking. It's tough to explain. So let me show you a couple of examples that will help you perceive battles better and stay a step ahead. Have a seat, relax, and enjoy. It's unlikely to cover every single example. Possibilities are endless. Still, this will give you an idea of seeing one step ahead and analyzing things from a distance. Many of you already do that, but sharing the way I do it hopefully will help you out. If not, it's still great to have you here. One of these brigantines is anchored. As you can see, the ship is not moving, while sails are dropped. It's also right in front of the tower, but not being shot at, which means they have killed the skeletons on the towers. The common practice to any fort is to keep the skeletons on these towers alive after you bypass them. This will alert you if a ship is near. We know now that this is a less experienced crew that is somewhat new by gathering this data. The tower is a player cannon and not a skeleton, for two reasons, telling me that they are aware of my presence. 1. This range is much more extensive than that of a tower equipped with skeletons. 2. The firing intervals are much faster. Skeletons do not fire more than once every 6 to 8 seconds. Since I just loaded in, I decided to park behind Lone Cove and see how they would behave while supplying. In my previous experiences, if ships notice I'm behind an island, they would send one of them to take me down. After staying here for a while, I noticed they had completed the fort sooner, so I had to sail my ship there. Changing my stance from defensive to offensive means changing from blunderbombs to firebombs. When you are solo, there is never a need to carry firebombs in defensive mode, as shown in my sloop defense video on the top right. Confirming my earlier speculations that they are new, as no one launched at me from the tower or the ship when they had the chance. Now that the crews are understood, time to take a closer look. I turn my ship slightly to the right to stay in a wide circle until I get back to it, then launch myself there for further inspection. Oh, they have kegs. Thanks to rendering distance earlier, I couldn't see that. Well, that sorts it out. Blowing up these kegs, then going after the loot. One down, and second to go. Be right back, guys. Alright, I'm ready now.
Nope.
Never mind the hit rig. It's a feature now. It's one of the reasons I continually bring firebombs when expecting kegs, though I thought they would have the mega kegs instead. A tip for newer players. A firebomb anywhere on the mast will eventually ignite the crow's nest and blow up the kegs. My perfect aim earlier caused me to spend 5 shots on 2 kegs, so now I need ammo. Because a fight with blunderbuss in the water at close range is not an option. After getting on their ship and encountering the Ashen guy, remember, he had a blunderbuss earlier, which means that by moving back I know he wants to sword lunge, as blunderbuss is the only gun where you would like to move forward instead to deal severe damage, allowing me to perfectly predict his next move, where I move to the right, waiting for him to get stunned. That is why trying to remember what enemies carry is a step ahead by itself. My ship is still in perfect shape. The slight rotation to the right kept it in clear waters away from danger. Notice again, a slight turn to the left to keep my ship in a circle until I get back. Being chased by 2 players, I figured this is probably easier to do. I always like to be nice to people after I kill them to show that it's all games and fun. But this time, I have been denied. Sad face? I think now we're friends, but they're still playing hard to get. I have been pirate zoned. Oh, this is a blunderbomb. While it does not deal the most damage, it will knock me off to no man's sky, so easier than running to the bottom deck to prevent it. Grab into the closest thing you can interact with right after the impact. This way, by seeing what's coming, you are already predicting the outcome. If this was a cannonball, it would be a headshot and to the ferry, so a bottom deck would be a better option. It's small things like this that don't fit into any video. Of course, over time I could compile these. Still, I always believe that the narrative nature of these videos gives you a deeper understanding than a chopped up compilation whenever it's a part of a story. Upon my return, I decided not to fight anymore. They are clearly somewhat new and probably have this alliance to protect themselves from mosquitoes like me. These players have a lower chance of completing things like fancy forts. I told them I'm not going to fight, but I don't think they can see what I'm typing. Ouch. Well, maybe they have text chat muted, as there is zero response. And now the other brigantine is going all in while the first one takes the loot. Notice here, there is a border. There are 2 dangers now. First, this one boarding, and the second, getting a cannonball to the head. As I am defensive, quick access to my blunderbombs through a hotkey saves me in this situation, by knocking him off out of their cannon range. This shows the importance of hotkeys and quick access. Video on that soon. I try to chase him with a harpoon lock, but they end up out of my range. Then I follow them to Sanctuary Outpost, just to throw GGs and not to fight anyone. I got nothing of importance in this fort, as I'm finally maxed out on everything. I see a brigantine heading towards me on a ram strategy. Now that's a straight one. Unlike the previous one, there will be possible multiple boarding attempts. Again, predicting what's next and knowing precisely what's coming, I load in a jig ball to the left cannon. Knowing your cursed cannonballs is essential, as this and the weary ball fully renders the players useless. A limp ball prevents the player from jumping, but will cause no difference to the helmsman and the cannoneer. They are gonna get my GG whether they like it or not. After getting to the island, I told them to kill me if they don't trust me, and apparently, they still don't trust me. I come back again. At the end of every battle, a GG is essential, unless they are a bunch of salt. That goes to the garbage. We finally settled. This whole adventure was to practice. I mean, if the alliance sunk earlier, I would have taken the loot. But they are better off with it, cause now I'm predicting what's next. A happier crew that succeeded in defending their fort of fortune, which means more adventures for them. Better crews in the future for more incredible battles. I hope you learned a thing or two from this. Hit the subscribe button if you had a good time. Fuzzy here, thank you for watching and happy sailing.